very much for joining Global Educators Program. I would like to welcome our friends from Mandalay and Yangon University. Welcome to this session. Yeah, this Global Educators Program is organized by Academy of Language Studies, UITM Perlis branch. Now, before we start, I would like to tell you the flow of this session. This session is going to take 2 hours. For the first maybe 1.5 hours or so, we will listen to the presentation by the speaker. Yeah, the remaining 30 minutes will be allotted for question and answer session. Now, if you have any question during the presentation, you can just post them in the chat box, or you can just ask the speaker directly after her presentation. And also the link for the attendance will be posted in the chat box. Now, before we start with the presentation, I would like to appreciate if all of you can mute your microphone, just a precaution, yeah? You don't want to have any interference while the session is in progress. Okay, and now I would like to introduce to you the speaker for today's session, Mrs. Nur Azalia Isha Harun. She is a senior lecturer with 17 years of teaching experience. She obtained her bachelor degree in TESOL and her master degree in English language teaching. She's a writer. Yeah. Her topic for today's presentation or session is preparing a memorandum of understanding. Everybody, please welcome Mrs. Nur Azalia Isha Harun.
Thank you very much, Madam Fazmawati, the moderator. And thank you to Dr. Latisha for the invitation for this some sort of sharing session. I don't like to see this as something that I teach you. No, it is more to sharing of experience and information. Also, thank you to those who here today, Professor Dr. So and Professor Dr. Tin from University of Mandalay, and also I can see a few familiar faces, friends who are here today, although I know some of you are on leave, but thank you very much for joining this session. So I shall begin with the presentation. Let me Okay, I hope you can see the slides. All right. So this is about sharing on how to prepare a memorandum of understanding, and what I'm going to show you and share with you the steps that I have gone through in preparing, and finally we were able to sign the memorandum of understanding with one association. Specifically, this association is for autist children, and it's like a support group for parents who have autist children. So we have chosen this particular association because we find that we can there's something that we can do for them, and there is something that they can gain from us in your ITM. So that's why, in the first place, that was the reason why we initiated the memorandum of understanding with this particular party. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the steps. What are the steps that I believe, if you are here, you are interested in doing MoU with an organization or institution from outside your system. If you're from your ITM, you're from outside your ITM, or if you are from other system, so you may want to do this memorandum of understanding with uh, an outside party. Okay, so the first step is to identify the organization or the institution that you are interested to do the memorandum of understanding. And of course, we are being told to find an organization or institution which will benefit us, and at the same time we can benefit that particular party. So it's something that is mutual. First you have to identify the organization or institution. And the reason why we have to have this memorandum of understanding on top of our teaching loads, writing articles, attending conference, is because so that we as an institution can give something, especially to the community. So that is the main objective why we have this memorandum of understanding. Okay, so first you have to identify the organization. Sometimes we have friends from outside our system who the founders or co-founders of an organization or institution. So we can informally approach these friends, telling them our interest in doing MoU with them. And from there, we can go a step further after that. So it was a very informal approach at the very beginning for me, because the founder of this organization, this Little Hiccup, the name of the association is Little Hiccups. So it was very informal. I was having a conversation with my schoolmate, and so happened that she is the founder of this association. So we talk about what are the things that we can benefit each other, what we in your ITM can give to them and what they can gain from us. And by having this kind of conversation, we know a bit about the organization. So we will be able to know what are the interests. So that was when that was the beginning of this MoU. Okay? So identify the organization or the institution. And then after that, of course, you have to prepare paperwork. Okay. And let's see whether I can show you the paperwork here. Okay, I need to stop sharing for a while. Let me show you the paperwork, just a glance, so that you get some ideas. What is it that you have to include in the paperwork? Okay. So basically, this is how the paperwork look like. Just the normal template of paperwork. So you have to, of course, state the objective, and then a bit about the background of the association. You can obtain this information from that particular party, and then what are the benefits of doing this MOU, and how long this MOU is going to take, and so what is the project that we have in mind, to if we are to have this MOU with this party. You need to have at least, at least one project or one activity already in your mind. You cannot, you can have MOU without having any particular project or activity in mind. But if you have a project or activity already planned prior to the MOU, actually it will save a lot of time, because getting approval for MOU itself will take around, it took me around 5 to 6 months. Mm, Maybe different organization or different person will do it in different period of time, but for me it was 5 to 6 months. So if I were to get the approval for MOU, for it took me for 6 months, and then I will have to wait a little bit longer for the approval of the project. So I thought it would be better if I do two things, at one go. At least we have something in mind. What is it that we want to do? So that is what we put in the paperwork. Okay, and then we have the committee, and yeah, that's it about the paperwork. For you, for those of you who are from UITM, if you are interested to um, do MOU with another organization, you can get this example of template from me. I'm willing to share. All right, next. Let's go back to my presentation. Okay, so and then when you have this paperwork, you submit to your KPP, and your KPP will your KPP is basically your superior in the department, and your KPP will forward this paperwork to the PGI. PGI is where, if you're from outside your ITM, PGI is the department who manages our collaboration with other organization from outside UITM. So they are the one who handles MOUs. Okay, and then after that, you have to fill in a template, MOU template provided by PGI. And if you're from UITM, you might be familiar with Puan Mazura. So she is the person in charge of handling this filling in of templates. So you have to fill in this template, where you basically, the information that you have in the paperwork will help you with the template, because basically they are asking for similar information, but this template is a little bit shorter as compared to the paperwork. So you just, if you have everything in the paperwork, it will be easier, because you can just take whatever that is relevant in the paperwork, and then you put it in the template, and then you forward, you return to PGI. And then after that, PGI will forward the template to the legal advisor in UITM Shah Alam. Okay, so they will look at this template, and they will, it's approved or rejected. I'm not sure if it is rejected, what will happen, because mine was approved by the legal advisor in Shah Alam. So after that, I had to fill in another template provided by the legal advisor. So this template is a bit different, because it has, it looks like an agreement. Okay, basically this is the template of the MOU. Looks like an agreement where there is a mention of this party doing this MOU with another party. So who is the founder? And there are clauses where we need to adhere to, and you will look at the clauses and see whether the clauses are suitable with what you have in mind. What is it that you want to do with the organization? Okay, let me just show you a glance of it. Um, it's like it looks more like a legal document for me. Mm, okay, so this is how it looks like. Actually, when we sign this MOU, they use the same template in the agreement that we have to sign. So you see, it's like a legal document. So you can go through the clauses and see which ones are suitable for what you have in mind. What is it that you want to do with the organization? And if the clauses are not relevant, so you can just take them out from the MOU from here. Okay, so next, sorry, the hyperlink is not working, so that's why I have to switch back and forth from the presentation to the document. So after you have filled in the template, the so-called legal document provided by the legal advisor, so the legal department will forward to the template to the MOU committee for them to look through. And then after that, you have another template to fill in. This one is from the MOU committee from Shah Alam. So basically, there are lots of different templates that you have to fill in, but the information needed in the templates are basically the same thing. So that's why I said, when you have the very a complete paperwork, it will help you along the way when you fill in the templates, because basically all these templates are asking for the same information, only at different places, so you have to fill in another template, where this template will be forwarded to the LPU. LPU is lembaga, wait, I forgot. Lembaga Pengarah. Yes, Lembaga Pengarah University. So you have to fill in this template by LPU, and it will be forwarded to LPU for approval. And then when it is approved by LPU, so basically your MOU is approved, and then there will be the signing of the MOU ceremony at the end of the whole process, process of filling in templates, editing, copying and pasting of information into the templates. So this is the end of the process. So I have made a few additional notes in case you are interested to do MOU with an outside organization. The whole process took me, like I mentioned earlier, took me 5 to 6 months. So your journey might be shorter or longer. And if you are from your ITM, you can get assistance from Dr. Shuko and Puan Mazura. They are very helpful when it comes to assisting me in throughout the process. And it is also very important for you to get the profile of the organization or the institution, because along the way they will ask for the profile of the organization for you to attach with one of the templates that I have mentioned earlier. So yeah, that's all. That's the end of the uh, MOU journey. Yeah, that's it. Any uh that is what I can share about the experience of doing this MOU. Maybe you have if you have questions that I can answer, I will try to answer. If not, maybe Dr. Latisha will help to answer on my behalf. Yeah, thank you, Puan Fasmawati.
Uh, thank you, Puan Nur Azalia. Right. For those listeners, yes, if you have any question, you can just post in the chat box. Let me see whether we have or not questions. Right. Okay. These are all comments. Yeah. If you have any question, you can just post it in the chat box, or you can just ask Puan Nur Azalia directly. Yeah. Right. Any questions? I guess the journey to prepare a memorandum of understanding is not that easy, yeah, according to the experience by our speaker. But I think in the long run, the benefit is worth it, yeah. Uh, I was there when she was in the process of preparing the MOU because I was the KPP then, yeah. So basically, you have to deal with PJI and UITM Shah Alam before you are given the approval. Yeah. Okay. Do you have yes? Do you have any question to ask?
Oh, there's one question in the chat box. Can I read?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Tin asked which university have you have agreement? Okay. Actually, Doctor, the organization that we have this MOU with is not a university. It's it's an independent organization which support the parents who have autistic children. So this particular organization or association is not attached to any university. The reason why we don't go to another university is because we want to get away a bit from what we have been doing in the university, you know, teaching, writing article, attending conference. We want to get away a bit from doing what we have been doing. We want to venture to a new, a new area where we get to know and get to work with these young special children, and from there we can get different views and different perspective in general, maybe about the world, you know, about the different kinds of people that we have to deal with in reality, you know, instead of um, um, handling, or instead of facing, you know, adult students like we face our students in class. We want to go out a bit from that familiar environment. We want to see a different, you know, a different group of students or different group of people. Although we don't have the expertise to handle these special children, but we are trying to see what we have that we can do for them, what we have that we can give back to the community, and in specific these special children. So from this MOU, the other day we have invited them to participate in one of our activities, which was the poetry festival, and they did very well. Although they are very, not to say we underestimate them, no, but they are able to do it in their own capacity, in their own ability and capability. So it was something new for us. So that's why we did not go for another university where we are going to basically get the same environment. So that's why we chose this particular association of a support group for parents of autistic children. I hope that answers the question.
And can I add on? I mean, another thing would be we find out that we would have increased high functioning autism students, isn't it, in our class? So that's why we thought that with having experiences working with autistic children, we would be able to prepare ourselves for the future. Because right now we are receiving some students who are highly functioning autistic, so with high ability autistic children, I think, because they are here in the class, they know what to do, but they can't work with other students, right? But then once again, Dr. Tin and Associate Professor Dr. So, we are very interested to work, to collaborate, to have an MOU if possible with Mandalay, because that would be a good exchange of culture and expertise. Right, back to you, Azalia. Sorry about that one.
Puan Fazwati, there are a few other questions. Would you like to read, or you want me to read?
Okay. It is hard work to deal with such kind of kids in different surroundings. Yes, this is a comment. Yeah. A question by Dr. Razlina. From what I understood, can we have a MOU with any kind of organizations as long as it brings benefits to both parties? Can we do that?
Yes, it is the main objective of having this MOU, where you can we have mutual benefits. We can give something to them and they can give something to us. But we can go for an organization from the same field or area, or we can venture into something new, like what I have done, something that is not in our expertise, something that is not from our field, but we get new experience, and along the way it will help us with what we encounter in class. Like Dr. Latisha said, we have autistic students in class this semester. Yeah, I know Madam Azira has one, and it will give us a new insight of how to deal with this kind of student. Yeah, but you can just go to any kind of organization as long as it bring benefits to both parties. Yes, you can.
Okay. We have another question by Dr. Marcia. What kind of MOU can we have with other organization?
I think the MOU is just the same thing, Doctor. But what will be different is what is it that you want to do with them, in terms of the activities that you want to carry out, or in terms of the project that you want to do, that you want to engage with them. So that would be the different what makes the MOU different. But basically, the process and all the documents, the templates and everything, they are basically the same thing. Only what makes your MOU different from others is what is it that you have in mind that you plan to do with them, or what is it that you want them to engage with us. I think that is what will make your MOU different from others.
Okay, Puan Razlia, would you like to tell the participants what kind of MOU that you have engaged with Little Hiccup? Tell us a bit. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yes.
Okay, so we have this one project running at present with this particular with this Little Hiccup group. What we do is because we are from we not to say good in writing, but we we write a lot. Some of us are textbook writers. So we what we do is we write short stories. Okay, we come up with short stories. We don't want to write something that is too heavy academic. That is what we have been doing all this while. So we want to go divert a bit from there, but still writing. We write short stories. So where these children come in the project is based on the short story that we write. And the short story is actually not for them. The short stories are actually for adult learners like our students in university. So these are the target readers that will read the short stories. So where these children come in is these children are going to illustrate pictures for our short stories. So one short story will have one illustration which is illustrated by these special children. So at the end of this project, we hope to have this compilation of short stories published, where we can get something from there, and that from there we can give something to the children. Yeah. That is what basically what we are doing now. A project that is running now with the group. There's another question by Dr. Marcia.
All right.
Please shed some light between these two terms, MOU and MOA. Can they overlap? I asked the same thing when I was throughout this process of having preparing this MOU. I came across this MOU and MOA, and I asked the same question to Dr. Shuko. And basically, MOU normally, this is what Dr. Shuko summarized to me. MOU normally does not involve any financial implication, because that it is just an understanding. You understand what we want to do with you, and you understand what is it that we want to do for you, or they want to give to us. So understanding. So by having this word understanding, both parties are not obliged to, this MOU does not bound us. We are not bound to do what is it that we don't agree to do. Okay, let's say we agree to do A, but then throughout along the journey of having this MOU, they ask us to do A. Okay, so in the first place, in the MOU, it is not stated that we agree to do A, so we are not bound by the MOU to do A. So that is MOU, understanding. Whereby MOA, according to Dr. Shuko, he said it has a bit of financial implication, and this MOA somehow can bind us of what we have agreed to do. Because if you look through the legal document that we submit to the legal department, there are clauses. What are the things that you want to do? So if let's say along the way we in the first place we agree to do this, but if they ask us to do that, we don't want to do that particular thing, so that is not supposed to happen, because MOA bounds us to do what is it that we have agreed to do. So basically that is the difference that I understood of based on what Dr. Shuko um, agreed to us. So MOU is just an understanding. You are not bound to do it. It's more to like it's something that is more general. But MOA is you are bound to with what you have agreed to do. So that is the difference. I think, Doctor, if you are interested in doing MOU or MOA, maybe you can try, try something new, go for MOA, and then you can go to Dr. Shuko and ask more about MOA, which I think will be very interesting, because we know, what is the difference between the two things. But that is what I can tell you about MOU and MOA. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah. I think it's basically the same thing, because MOA stands for letter of intent. Yeah, because the definition is memorandum of agreement. Obviously, I think it's bound by certain rules and regulation.
Yes, correct. We are bound by what we agree to do. So if let's say we don't want to do it, what we have agreed in the first place, we can say that is we are going against the rule, because actually MOA binds both parties. But MOU is just an understanding. If let's say we cannot provide students, if let's say we have students, we want them to accept our students for internship, for example, but they don't have that that particular opportunity or for internship, for interns to come in. So that is just an understanding, so we can still understand on that and negotiate on that. But that's why I said MOU does not bind the parties, but MOA does.
Yeah. There's another question here by Madam Nazira. Is there any minimum or maximum duration of a MOU?
Okay, based on the MOU that we have signed, the duration is not stated specifically. It is just there is a mention of duration, but it just says as long as this MOU, I can't remember what is the wording, but it does not mention, like, for example, from the 1st of December to, when. No, it's just a very general term. That's why that's why I said earlier, MOU is just an understanding. We understand that we are collaborating with each other. We understand that we can benefit each other, but there is no specific time frame or specific duration, minimum or maximum. That's why, like Puan Fazmawati said, MOU does not bind us, because there is no mentioning of any particular specific minimum, maximum, or duration, because it does not bind us. But I'm not sure about MOA. Maybe MOA has this minimum or maximum duration of the where how long the MOA is going to bind us. So maybe it has. I don't know, because I have never seen an MOA before. But that is what I can say about MOU. There is no minimum, maximum duration, but the statement given is very general. as long as this MOU is running between the parties, so we can assume that we still have MOU with the that particular organization or party.
All right. Okay, do we have any more question to ask to the speaker? We still have more time. We still have 1 hour and 15 minutes.
For Nazalia, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, let's say, so meaning that let's say, if we want to do some sort of collaboration, the first step, should it be MOU first or MOA?
I can't say which one is more suitable than the other. But I think maybe we can, if I were to decide whether I'm going to go for MOU or MOA with that particular with any particular organization or institution, I would look at what is MOA first. You know, you look into what is MOA first and then decide from there which one will benefit both parties better in terms of what is it that you have in mind, what you want to do with that particular organization or institution. It depends on the suitability of what you want to do. If let's say, for example, MOA has stated duration, so maybe you want to get this project running and completed within, let's say, one year, for example. So maybe MOA might be more suitable than MOU. You know, so it depends on the situation, on the institution, and it depends on what is it that you want to do. I think it would be better if you go and look into MOA, what is it really about, and try to compare with MOU and see which one is more suitable. I cannot say which one would be better to start with an organization, whether it's MOU or MOA. I can't say, but it depends on the institution and what you want to do.
Thank you very much.
Yes, do you have any other question to ask? I think when it comes to, there's another aspect which Mrs. Azalia told us just now. When it comes to format, there is no standard MOU format. It's actually depending on the organization. Yeah, like UITM. If you were to refer to PGI, they have certain guidelines of how to prepare MOUs. And PJI also they liaise with UITM Shah Alam. So we have a very specific template like what Mrs. Azalia mentioned to us, whereby it's very tedious, whereby she has to go through and fro and to complete the template, right? Yeah. And I think I would like to give my personal opinion. Yeah. All right. If we were to just establish a networking with an organization, I think it's safer. Yeah, that's my word, my opinion. It's safer if we can start off with MOU perhaps, because if we were to take a look at the definition of MOU and MOA, it's MOU. Although it's not a legally binding document, but MOA it's a legal binding document. So for a starter, I think this is my personal opinion. MOU, I think it's much more safer. If that's the word to use. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with Madam Fazmawati when she said it was a very tedious a very long and tedious journey, but do not feel demotivated by by that. If let's say you want to initiate collaboration with another party, outside organization, it may take some time, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad, because there are people who are willing to help us to go through with the process. So I suggest that if you have in mind any particular organization or institution that you are interested to do collaboration with, I suggest that we don't just go for one activity and collaborate and then that's it. No, try to have this MOU. Although it will take some time for you to complete the process, but in the long run, there are more things that you can, there are more things that you can do with the organization or institution. It is not just like if you are with UITM, it is not just UITM per list, but you can also bring in, maybe there are students who are interested with this particular special group. You can bring them in by having this MOU as a platform for you. So you don't have to, go and approach them again, but by having this MOU, meaning to say they are ever willing to accept whatever that we have to bring benefits to them. So I suggest that if you want to have a collaboration with another outside organization or institution, you go for MOU first. This is actually based on my experience, because we APB normally have Academy of Language Studies normally have a lot of activities, collaboration activities. We go to school, so I think it is the better to have MOU rather than just go and then you have this one off activity and then that's it. You go back and then that's it. They forget you, you forget them.
Yes.
But I think MOU will benefit us more in the long run. If let's say there are other lecturers who are interested to do activities with these special children, you can just bring them in, because you are using this MOU as a platform. Yeah, I think that would be better.
Yes, I agree. Right, friends, yes, do you have any more questions? Dr. Latisha, can we, since there's no question, can we end the session?
Five.
There's one question from Dr. Marcia.
Okay.
Did you need to get someone to proofread the document to make it sound formal and legal? Can you tell us about the writing aspect in preparing the MOU? Doctor, it's very easy because everything has been done for us. We are just using the template. So we just need specific information, and then you just like fill in the blanks, and they will guide us with what is it that you need to fill in. But basically the templates given to us are very user friendly,
Simple.
and they are very simple. You can easily understand what the template wants you to fill in, and there's no need to proofread, or there is no need to pay attention to any writing aspect, so that you want to make it sound like a MOU. Because basically it is there already.
If you are interested to have an MOU and don't know how to fill in the forms and whatnot, you can always contact PJI, Dr. Shuko and Puan Mazura. They are very, very helpful, as mentioned by Puan Azalia just now.
Yes, correct. They will guide you from A to Z until you have until both parties have signed the MOU. They will guide you from the very beginning. So there is no worry what you have to do is you just have to think of what or which organization that you would like to have this MOU with. That is more important. The process along the way where you have to fill in the templates and all, that is not difficult actually. If you have the paperwork, you have all the information ready, so there is no problem at all having the information transferred into the template. That will be very easy already.
Okay. Do you have any more question to ask Puan Azalia?
I have a question. Last question. Okay. It's just
All right.
okay. Upon Azalia, you said that when we do MOU, meaning that if, let's say, for example, the MOU is signed by Academy of Studies, your item police, right? So let's say that another party from your item police wants to join. Can they join? Can they use the MOU that that the department signed with you to collaborate with that particular body, that particular organization?
Actually, the MOU was not signed by Academy of Language
It's
Studies,
signed
but
by
the MOU is signed by UiTM Perlis.
your item
So,
police, right?
if it is signed by UiTM Perlis, so we are under UiTM.
Mm.
So, whichever party that is under the system of UiTM can always come in and do activities or collaboration with this organization that we have MOU with, without having to go through,
Mm.
the steps of having to apply and approve, because we have this MOU already. So
Okay.
that's why I said they can use this MOU as a platform to come in and carry out activities with these children. I give you an example. Let's say we have a sport science and recreation faculty. So let's say they have one particular module where they need to do physical activities, teach physical activities with special children, for example. So although they are from a different faculty, not from the Academy of Language Studies, they can always come in using this. They use this MOU as a platform, and then they can do activities with this special children. They don't have to go through the process of having to apply, submit another paperwork. They save some time in terms of the applying for the approval to do activities with the children or with this particular organization lah. So they can use this platform to carry out activities.
So that's why when you say that once you have the MOU, you must have a series of activities. So meaning that you would have a lot of things to be executed, isn't it? That's why
Yes,
you say
correct.
that.
Yes,
Alright.
correct. We can have, that's why I said don't go for collaboration as in one-off collaboration, but have this put some effort, spend some time to have this MOU materialize, so that we can have more activities with that particular organization or institution, and more and different activities, different projects with that particular organization.
A series
That's why
of
I say
activities. All right. Thank you
yes, a
very much.
series of activities. Yes.
Dr. Latisha, don't worry. If we run out of ideas, we can always collaborate with our faculties. Yeah, for example, like what Puan Azalia mentioned just now, we can always collaborate with a sport recreational faculty and conduct a session for these special kids in HICCUP.
Yeah, by having this correct Puan Fazmawati, by having this MOU, they are actually they are actually telling us on paper that they are ever willing to accept whatever activities or collaboration that can benefit them. Okay, from whichever party from our system. So that's why I said we can always have maybe sport science students to come in for, you know, physical activities, or maybe TESOL students from another branch to come in and read stories with them, for example. So using this MOU, we can come in uh, doing more activities, or like you said, series of activities with them.
When we submit the paperwork to PJI will liaise with UiTM Shah Alam, and they will screen through whether Shah Alam or any other branches they have MOU with, for example, like Little Hiccup. So if none, meaning we will start off first, and the good thing is, or I'm not so sure whether we can view it as a good thing, other branches, other UiTM campuses also can join in conducting any activities with Little Hiccup. So we have to move very fast.
Yeah, you open the Pandora box. So meaning that this is not just MOU. So it can be, let's say, community work, isn't it? And then I have a question from Madam Nazira. Can MOU include consultation project? Can it be considered a consultation project, consultation?
I would say it can.
Yes.
Consultation can be done, because from my understanding,
Mm.
if that particular activity does not require any cost, you know, it does not have this any financial implication on that particular party, it can be done. Because that's why MOU, we don't plan to charge them anything, or they also don't plan to charge us anything. If it's a free consultation, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it can be done. And yes, like Dr. Letitia said, the activities can also come in as community work, because we are giving it's so there are, meaning to say, there are two objectives in one. It can come as community work as well with the organization. Dr. Tin asked another question.
Can I add on?
Yeah.
For example,
Yes.
when I was still a teacher in Sarawak, we have MOU with other schools and also the Aboriginal students, orang asli, yeah. So what happens is we are the consultants, since we bring a lot of information and technologies from Semenanjung to Sarawak. So what happens is the MOU stated that we can become the consultant by having we are the, what you call that, the frontliners, the ones that have a lot of projects, and we teach the teachers in Sarawak on how to manage this kind of students, because since some of the students over there do not have internet access, then we have lots of things that here we are much more advanced with. So in a way, yes, it's a community project, and also as a consultation project as well, because here in Semenanjung we have many things to offer, but over there some of the students who are in the rural areas, they might not ever even seen what is a computer, what's the laptop and everything. So I guess, yes, just now it is a consultation project and as well as a community project. Thank you.
Thank you, Azira. I think that is very very interesting. Was the MOU between you and that particular school, or is it you and the JPN, the
JPN.
Department of the JPN?
Yes, the district that I was in is in Kota Samarahan. So we have a few Semenanjung teachers. So I have led on the whole thing because I was there for 3 years. So after 2 years, the project is still ongoing, and now it is quite successful in a way that more students can read, can count. We try to teach them the basic first, because some of them do not even know. And another thing is, we also teach them about how to recite the Al-Quran. That is the main goal first. Okay, so I have traveled into a few districts in Sarawak, which are very rural, and even my sons are involved. When they were there, they were 5 and 3 years old that time, and because they are well versed in reciting Al-Quran at that age, they also became one of the few teachers who taught the children over there. Okay.
Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Right.
Thank you, Azira.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Azira. Yes, there's another question by Prof. Tin Muri. What kind of major information should be included in MoU?
I think the gist of what you have in the template would be standardized depending on the organization that you are in. Meaning to say, what I'm trying to say is that what we have in UITM might be different from what you have in University of Mandalay. But basically, I would say what is important is the information about that particular organization. You have to know what they are, what are the objectives of what are their objectives of existence, why they exist in the first place. So what are their objectives, so that what we want to do is not far from what their objectives are. And then you need to know what are the activities that they do, and you need to also know about what are other organizations that they are involved with, because we may not want to be doing the same thing of what they have been doing or what other organizations have been providing them. So we might want to do something different from what they already have or what have been provided to them. So you have to know what are the organizations that they collaborate with, what are the activities that these organizations do with them, and you have to know who are your clients, meaning if for example this group support group involves let's say special children, so you need to know a bit of a background of the children in that particular group, so that what you want to do is within their ability or within their capability. We cannot have a project running without knowing the level of the participants. We cannot get them to do something that is beyond what they can do. For example, let's say we ask these autistic children to come up with a short story. They have to write short story. That would be almost impossible, I would say. So that's why we need to know this particular organization or institution that we want to have MOU with, get a bit of background, what they do, their objectives, their activities, so that what we can offer them is not overlapping with what the organizations are providing. So, and also what we have to offer them is suitable with their level. That one I would say is more important rather than worrying about what is the content of the template. Basically, the content of the template would be, depending on your organization or institution. Ours might be different from yours, but to know this organization or institution that you want to deal with, I would say is more important if you want to do MOU with them.
Yes, I agree. Okay, we have another question, Azalia, by Prof. Susui. To do MOU with other organization, do we need to plan a project and some other things to do. Do we need to plan? Do we need to plan a project first before we do MOU with any organization that we want?
Yes, I would say we will think of a project first actually before we have this MOU materialized, because we cannot simply have this MOU materialized without having any project in mind, because we need to know what is it that we want to do with them. So it is better to start off with one project. It can be big, it can be small. Start off with this one project, have this MOU materialize and incorporate this project into this MOU. And then after you have completed this initial project, then you can have other activities or other projects, or like Dr. Letitia said, a series of project or activities with the organization. So my answer would be yes, you have to plan a project, or at least an activity that you want to do with this particular organization or institution. If not, it will take some time for you to think of what is it that you want to do. After you have materialized the MOU, so then you have to take some time to think of what is it that you want to do. No, we work, not to say we work backward. You think of a project first. It can be big, it can be small. Then you incorporate that project in the MOU, have the MOU materialize. That is what I think. It will save your time.
Yes, I agree. Yes. Right. There's no other questions in the chat box. Only comments. Dr. Letitia, what do you think? It's now 10:08.
Oh, okay. Yes. If it's up to you. If the participants do not have questions, and then if Ms. Noor Azalia have questions, do not have anything to contribute, then we can end the session. It's very interesting. Thank you very much.
Okay, right. Thank you. We have the green light from Dr. Letitia. Thank you, Mrs. Noor Azalia, for such a very informative session. I think it's not that easy to establish a MOU with any organization or institution. Sometimes if you think doing something is not that easy, well, it is actually good for you, because I think the goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energy and skills. I think that quotes come from John F. Kennedy said about why they choose to go to the moon. Like what the speaker said just now, you can always seek help from those who are experts. Yeah. Right. However, I think with the guidelines given by our presenter just now, we can at least have a general idea on how to go about preparing a MOU. I guess, right, we have come to the end of the session. Yeah. I would like, before I end the session, please, participant, fill in the attendance form given in the chat box. And I think in the chat box, yes, I'm supposed to announce the session for tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we have a session, international collaboration by Ms. Fazmawati Zakaria, I think that's me, and Mr. Badro Hisham Ahmad at 9 to 11. Yeah, please, if you're free, do join. Yes, all right, that's the end of the session. Thank you so much for the very informative session, and thank you so much for all participants for joining Global Educators Program, which is organized by UiTM Perlis, specifically Academy of Language Studies. Right, yes, that's the end of it. Stay safe, people. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you very much. I can see that Dali Win from Yangon Technological University is here, right? Another friend of our friend, right? Associate Professor Dr. Su. Thank you very much, Professor. Tin Moi, thank you very much. Hope to see you tomorrow.
See you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, and definitely thank you very much, Miss Azalia. It's very informative and
Thank you. Thank you.
right. And of course, Puan Fatmawati for being an interesting moderator.